I've been using terminals forever. I prefer terminals over UIs for everything except observing the state of something, like, dashboards, metrics, maybe logs, and a few other things. But when it comes to managing things, I definitely prefer either CLIs or systems that will converge the desired state, often defined in declarative format, and get into the actual state. So I don't use UIs, but people have been complaining and saying, hey, there is a lot of benefit using this UI, that UI. So I am on a mission. And the mission is to figure out whether there is any good reason for me to drop kubectl and jump for all or part of my Kubernetes related tasks into a UI. And for that, I'm going to try out here in front of everybody Octant. Can Octant replace part of my tasks done currently in kubectl? That is the mission. Let's see whether Octant has any compelling feature for me to use it. Now, before we proceed, quick introduction. My name is Victor, and this is the DevOps Toolkit channel, in which I explore the tools, the processes, and the patterns that might help you in your career. Please subscribe to the channel to receive notifications when new videos are posted. And also because you subscribing helps me grow the audience. So it's a win-win situation, right? Now, if you would like to support this channel, please consider getting one of the books or courses. I'm currently working on the DevOps Toolkit Catalog Patterns and Blueprints, which is a collection of stuff I believe is useful today. It is a live project with constant updates. You will find the links, including discount codes, in the comments section. Those are all self-published, and all the income from the books and the courses goes into purchase of Red Bulls and pizzas needed for late night after office hours work on creating more content, because this is really a hobby more than anything else. So let's go and explore Octant in 20 minutes or less and see whether I will be convinced that it is a worthwhile tool for me to use. Okay, so switching to my screen, and let's fire Octant and see what we're getting. So Octant. Now, by the way, Octant is not a hosted solution. It's not a UI that you can set up for the whole team or whole company to use and do some RBAC and set up some permissions, who can do what and what's. No, it is a locally running UI, locally meaning on your laptop, that uses your kubeconfig configuration to figure out which clusters you can connect to and what are your permissions and what's not, right? I have mixed feelings about that. I'm not sure whether that is a good thing or no. I can see advantages of having a hosted UI that the whole team can access. I can see advantage of running it locally. On the other hand, I can imagine many people not having local access to the cluster, especially production, for many reasons. So this might be a tool more for privileged people who can administrate production. I don't know. But anyways, here is Octant. And let's see the UI. Here's the UI. So what are we getting here? First of all, the most important thing of all, it has the light and the dark theme. I don't want to use anything that is white, right? That's so horrible. So what do we have here? Unimpressively not pretty. That's the first impression. Really, really not pretty. I can apply HTML, which is silly. Whomever decides, at least working with me, to create, especially in production, in a Kubernetes cluster something by randomly typing some YAML and clicking apply should be fired, should be banned from ever working in this industry. This option should not exist. I understand that people want more features, but this is horrible. This is not easier than kubectl apply dash dash file name and then path to some file, except that file would be stored in a Git repository, and this is literally ad hoc. This is horrible. Nobody should do that. I can select the clusters, right? I don't have in this kubeconfig real clusters, but I have minikube Docker desktop. You can see that I can select different clusters. That's kind of nice. I can change the namespaces. That's nice. But so far, none of those things are special. This exists in the standard Kubernetes dashboard or any other dashboard, really. So not impressed so far. Anyways, let's see, what do we have? We have applications. I must have something in production. This is the thing. Whenever I change the namespace, it jumps to a random location. That's bad. Anyway, applications, I have DevOps toolkit. That's one of the two upside deployed. And I can see a graph. Now, this is like 70s. This is like children playing with equivalent of animated GIFs, right? This is butt ugly. This is horrible. If this is why somebody uses UI to get such a horrible visualization, then I don't know, I haven't been missing anything by using terminal. I think that you can make it nicer through ASCII art than this. Anyways, I can select any of those and then I can click some link. So let's see the pod, right? Let's see this pod, and I cannot click this. So I can select the pod, but I cannot click. There is nothing to be clicked, so I cannot go further. I cannot decide. I cannot see more information about this pod. Can I click on the deployment? Okay, deployment is okay. Okay, this is silly, but I can follow the link. There is a link. Hey, there is no link on the pod, but there is a link on deployment. Excellent. And then I can see data like summary. Okay, metadata, resource viewer. This is the same one. YAML. I can change something probably. I can. Hey, I can change the number of replicas to 100,000 and click the update button. But again, this is the same thing as applying YAML. Nobody should ever do this. This should be forbidden by law to change randomly something in a cluster unless it is your playground or local cluster or something like this. Anyway, useless option that should result in people getting fired, and especially to delete just like this. Oh my god. Anyway, so bad practices. Anyway, let's go back to summary. I have one pod here of this application. I can go inside that pod and I can see a summary, a lot of information, but this is the same information I'm getting with Kubernetes dashboard, you know, the one that exists for already 100 years. I can see the node where it is running. Okay, that's kind of nice. That might be useful. Sometimes I might need to know that. Okay, metadata, who cares? Resource view. Okay, horrible. Move that from my screen. YAML, where I can change things. I can observe. I can take a look at the YAML, which I already have in Git, so I don't know why would I look at it here. I can update it, and that should result in me getting fired. I can see the logs. Okay, actually this one doesn't have. Let's change the namespace. And see something else that actually has more logs. So logs, I can say no, last 3 hours, and then I see logs, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I see logs. Again, I think that this is the wrong direction because I should be seeing logs in Elasticsearch or Loki or CloudWatch or wherever you're storing logs. But anyway, you can see logs. And terminal. Now, actually, this is nice. I can sh into a container effectively, and then execute random commands. Right? Okay. So this is the first thing that is potentially compelling. This might be a second faster or better or slightly better than me executing kubectl exec, right, from a terminal. Not much. I'm just trying to find a good thing because I haven't found anything. So let this silly thing be good. Discovering load balancing, I can go to ingresses. I can see the address. So this is nice. I can see the address. Oh my God. I can see the address of the host, but I cannot click it. Somebody was not clever enough to convert this into a link because this address does exist. Look, copying and pasting, this does exist, except that this is a different UI. Yeah, so okay, silly, doesn't work. Config and storage, okay, I can see just normal Kubernetes core resources like I would see anywhere else. I can see custom resources, and I can see applications. This is Argo CD CRD in this specific case, and I can see that I created two Argo CD applications, DevOps Paradox 3 actually, DevOps Paradox, DevOps Toolkit, and Production. And I can click on one of those and get nothing. Okay, isn't this disappointing? Summary is nothing, metadata is nothing, resource viewer is, oh my God, why does this even exist? Type of stuff in YAML that nobody should be allowed to update ever. So I see no benefit so far. I cannot imagine why would I switch from kubectl commands to this. This is neither nicer nor more intuitive, nor there is no additional feature, no additional reason, except the only thing that I don't get in kubectl is this resource viewer, which actually I'm grateful that I'm not getting this in my terminal. This is just horrible. RBAC, roles, role bindings. Okay, nothing special. Events, yeah, I see the events without the UI. Then I have, this was namespace scoped, and this is now cluster scoped. I can see cluster overview, blah, blah, blah. This is the same, some of the same things that I get with -a command. Actually, I get less here than I normally get, right? I could do kubectl. I could get in kubectl. I could retrieve all the pods with kubectl get pods -A. I don't get this here even. I even don't get all the features that I already have without it. Yeah, bad. Namespaces. Okay, I have namespaces, and then I can probably see what is in this namespace. Let's take a look what is in the Argo CD namespace. Nothing, right? I just went into the namespace hoping that I will get some useful information, something beyond the obvious, like which pods are running in that namespace. Nope. Now I know that, look at this resource viewer. I know that I can do that by going back to the, I don't know, workloads probably, and then Argo CD, and then I would get namespace overview, and I will find out what is running here. But wasn't that supposed to be here when I click on the namespace? Wasn't I supposed to get to the same spot? Anyways, silly. Nodes. So these are the nodes of my cluster. I have only one, but this can be a huge number, right? So I can probably, let's make a prediction. I can click on this node and find out, for example, which pods are running in that node, right? Would that be a reasonable assumption? No, again, conditions, images, resources, yeah, that's physical pods, capacity and allocatable. This is just outputting the standard stuff that you get with kubectl. Nothing really. You're not getting, look at this resource viewer. Why does this exist? What's the point of this? Okay, so this is very disappointing if you ask me. Now, let's go to the the most important feature of Octant. It is ugly. It's not better in any form of way than, let's say, Kubernetes dashboard, the one that is available through the project. but it can be extended. This is the important thing. We can extend it. Now, do you get from this page a suggestion how to extend it? No. Do you get a list of commonly used plugins? No. You need to hunt it down. You need to figure out, no, maybe you should be writing your own plugins. That might be an option, but hey, how many people write plugins that will show them something useful about, let's say, Istio? You expect that to be kind of part of contribution, right? Or something like that. Okay, so I found out earlier that there is this page that lists Octant plugins. So these are some of the commonly used plugins, right? And yeah, actually, when I go back to Octant, it does not have any support of Helm, right? I deployed stuff using Helm, but I see no information about Helm here. And I know what you're gonna say. You will say that there is no support for Helm simply because it should be extended through a plugin. And you're right. So let's go back here and go to the Octant Helm plugin. This is going to be a game changer. Now you're going to see when we install this plugin that things are going to be drastically better, right? We have no Helm support. I'm going to go back to my terminal and I'm going to open a new tab and I'm going to copy and paste the command to install the plugin. Now, the first thing you will notice when you install the plugin is that that plugin is not reflected directly on the UI. But okay, that's not a big deal. I'm nitpicking now. So let me go back to my dashboard and stop Octant, start it again. And here we go. Now we have the support for Helm. Are you ready? This is going to be amazing. Helm. Okay, there is one, I have one Helm release okay, it's jumping randomly. I have one Helm release. That's okay because that's what I did in a cluster. And now we're going to find out how useful this is. I'm going to go to this Helm release and we're going to find something very useful about it. Okay, we have a silly status, the thing that you get with Helm status command and the nodes that are, by the way, not even formatted, barely formatted nodes. And this is the support you get for Helm, right? Ridiculous. Okay, that's about it. Let me go back to switch to my main camera. Excellent. So I have no idea why would anybody use Octant instead of doing kubectl commands. Or if you don't like, if you're scared of terminal, instead of using Kubernetes dashboard, the one that exists for forever. I honestly don't understand what's the big fuss. This is a big letdown for me. This is in no way going to convince me to use Octant or to stop or to switch part of my work from a terminal, from kubectl to Octant. There is no way I'm going to do that. This was a very disappointing session, very, very disappointing session. Anyway, that's it. I hope that this was useful. If you share the same opinion as me, this was useful for you to discard Octant, or this was useful because you can put right now in the comments of this video, hey, you missed this, you're an idiot. This is actually a good tool, you're misrepresenting Octant. Octant is amazing, and you're talking gibberish, you're talking silly stuff. Please do, put it in a comment. But from my perspective, there is no reason I would ever use Octant. I don't. Anyways, that's it. Before you leave, and this is important, please click the like button if you did like it. Click it if you didn't like it either. I would not mind. And please remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay? It's important. Now, as I said before, if you're interested in supporting this channel, consider getting one of the books or courses. The links, including the discount codes, are in the comment section. Get me a Red Bull or a pizza so that I can work on new content instead of doing what others do when they're finished with their office hours. Sleeping. Sleeping is overrated. I just need more Red Bull. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.